Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, we'll be discussing an advanced problem on the death of a partner, which will be certainly related to an illustration now. So let's understand the illustration and understand how to solve such kind of illustrations or problems if they appear to occur in our exams. Now, when we speak about death of a partner, we have already learned about a lot of different techniques, the executor amount, joint life policy, separate life policy, etc. We'll be having a comprehensive problem for this, but right now we'll be understanding only an advanced problem regards to this kind of illustrations or sums. So let's go ahead with the same thing. We'll be jotting down the illustration first so that you can also note down this thing, and then we'll be going ahead with the solving of that illustration. So let's get ahead to the jotting down of part. Now the advanced problem relates to two partners B and N. The accounts were settled on 31st of December every year. B's ratio in profit sharing was 1/2, N's ratio was 1/3, and 1/6 ratio used to get transferred to reserves account. In event of any death that may happen, following are the things that were entitled to the executor. First is the capital amount. Second is the portion of profit apportionment to his death. And this has been calculated on the basis of the average profit for last 3 years. Third is the goodwill calculation that will be done on the basis of the 3 years average profit and for 3 years purchase. That means 3 years goodwill will be calculated on the basis of 3 years previous average year's profit. Let's get to know few more details like the balance sheet and the other agreement on death of partner. Now, unlike the regular sums, we don't have a balance sheet here. We have a trial balance for your reference. Things have been mentioned down there. Let's go through each and every point. Capital of B and N has been shared. B has a capital of 90,000. N has a capital of 60,000. Reserves are at 30,000. Bills receivable are at 50,000. Investment is at 40,000 here. Cash is at 1,10,000. Trade payable at 20,000. And the total of debit and credit side is 2 lakh. So this is the trial balance that has been provided. There are certain adjustments that will be mentioned to this trial balance as well. Let's note it down on the next page. The following adjustments have been mentioned. Profit for the 3 years has been given here. 2008 it is 42,000. 2009 it is 39,000. And 2010 it is 45,000. N died on 1st of May 2011. We have to show the further calculations. N's share of profit, N's share of goodwill, and N's executor account. So let's get with the calculations first. So the average profit that we have calculated is 42,000. This is the average profit for last 3 years. Now this is only until December, but May is the day when Z or rather N died. Then in such a scenario, when we talk about the next or the last 4 months from Jan, Feb, March, April, these 4 months profit has to be also calculated because that will be also a part of Z's share. So how do you calculate that? Average profit for 1 year is 42,000. So multiplied by 4 divided by 12. That gives you a total of 14,000 here. So now N's share in profit is something that we have to calculate. Now to calculate N's share out of that 14,000 for 4 months average profit that we have calculated, we need to have a specific ratio. How do you find that ratio is something that we'll figure out right now. If you remember, B share was 1/2 and N's share was 1/3. Now, this is something that we'll need or we'll have to go into calculations further. Now, if you do the math here, that means LCM, you get on the numerator side for B it is 3 and for numerator side on N it is 2. So the ratio is 3:2 because the denominator 6 is common for them. So 3/5 is the ratio for B. 2/5 is the ratio for N. That is this thing. That is the box that you have to fill in. So 5,600 is the Nth share or N's share in that 14,000 profit, which will be moved to his partner's capital account or rather his executor's account. Now, next thing, goodwill calculation. Now, the average profit that we had calculated was 42,000. Now here, goodwill for 3 years will be 42 into 3, that is 1,26,000. So the goodwill that we have found out is 1,26,000. Now again, to calculate N's share of this goodwill is, we already know N share is 2/5. 2/5 of this 1,26,000 will be the share of N as per goodwill. So we have figured out N's share of goodwill as well. Now let's go on to the partner's capital preparation or the executor's account preparation. Now, the debit and credit side has to be prepared. So let's go ahead. Nth executor account is somewhere, that means what he's supposed to receive on his death. So credit side will be more by default. And the question states that whatever it is will be given as a loan to the firm. So that is again an asset for him and a liability for the firm. The first thing that will be transferred is his capital account. So 60,000 was N's capital, that has been moved. Second thing that will be moved from trial balance is the general reserve, his share, that is 2/5 share of his general reserve. The next thing that will be transferred is the goodwill of N. And the next thing that will be transferred is his suspense account. Rather, we can talk about the apportionment of the profit and loss that we did for 4 months. 5,600 was the amount that will be transferred here. Now, this is the amount that he's supposed to receive. Rather, N's executor is supposed to receive. So anytime, whenever any partner is dead, these are the things that you need to understand. The capital account, the goodwill, the reserves, if there are any in the trial balance or balance sheet, and the apportionment of the profit till the date he was dead. So until that thing, all these 4 items are supposed to be moved to the executor's account. And this in the question, as they mentioned, that if we take this as a loan, then what is the scenario? So let's do that. Now, his whole amount is a loan to the firm, and firm has to give this much of amount to the N's executor. So this is something as a liability for the firm. Hence, it has been mentioned as N's loan account, which will be then paid to him. So this is how you prepare a specification which is related to the executor's account itself, and when all these amounts are supposed to be transferred. So this illustration was especially taken into consideration or thinking about once you understand what all items are supposed to be moved out or what all items are supposed to be taken into consideration when a partner is dead, is this thing. So I hope this illustration gave you a clarity about a lot of things and what all needs to be done, how things are supposed to be mentioned, and how it is supposed to be done in a clear and precise way. So thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and keep subscribing to Ekeeda.